Alright, very good day everybody, and welcome back to to the live stream. I'm so sorry I had to end the current stream. Something came up. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it happens, and it's right there. So I figured it, even though it's a little bit late for me currently, but I figured I am going to continue. We were about 22 minutes before top of descent, I believe. I paused the simulator, so let's just get rid of the stream, this one. Okay, and then we just use the. Whoops! Look at this. So we're still flying. That's a good thing. But we should probably change the time, or actually, I'm not sure if are we still on the correct time. Maybe we are. 22:35, although we shouldn't be. Actually, I think time has progressed, but not our fuel. Let's see, where is our fuel? Fuel on board 4.2. Destination. Estimated fuel on board below minimums. Estimated fuel. Yeah, okay. So I think we should change the time. One sec. Oops. I'm getting all GSX minded here now. So let's just do something and we go back in real time. Although I'm not really sure if this would make any difference. But it should not have estimated fuel on board will be minus 52.6. I don't think so, man. So top of descent 22:59. That is almost. And our fuel on board currently 4,220 kilograms. Fuel prediction page, let's have a look. I don't know, estimated fuel on board while landing will be minus 52, which obviously is nonsense. So maybe there's not a whole lot going on. Looks like we are still flying. We're actually moving forward. The image looks very nice, by the way, man. So let's just enjoy this also a little bit. And then we'll set up for descent and the final approach. The fuel on board is looking good, 4,160, just I don't like that number right there. I'm not really sure why that's saying that. If we go to the flight plan page, we are there, let's see. So somehow the fuel got a little bit confused, I guess. Or probably me who's confused. Anyway, we do have, we're still flying. We are at 81.6% of N1. Fuel flow of about 1,000 kilograms per engine. So it's 2,000 kilograms of fuel per hour. And we're expected to land. Oh, we should see here actually 23:23. So it's in about 40 or 50 minutes, so fuel-wise we should be fine. It's just that this now looks funny, so I guess we're just going to have to choose to live with that. Alright, so we are 22:59, so we're like 20 minutes from the top of descent. So let's prepare a little bit. Let's first start with the weather. This section can only be used when on the ground. Okay, we're airborne, very good. Arrival 1708 knots, visibility 10 miles, scattered clouds 900 feet, so there might be foggy there. Overcast 1500. Okay, so it's poor visibility, I think. 18 degrees Celsius, 15 dew points, QNH 1012. Okay. We have some info. At some point we'll need to enter some information here as well. QNH, final will be ILS Zulu 16 left. Alright, so let's do a couple of things. I believe you are able to set up fixes in this MCDU as well. Let's watch, let's have a look at what our flight plan is. So 16 left. Let's get the airport chart for that. For the approach chart, runway 16 left, ILS Zulu. So we'll take that one, put a little pin into it. So we do also have an arrival, and we actually might be on it, but I'm not sure. SEDI, and then the SCO. I'm not sure which one we are using. But the visuals are cool. In that sense, it's cool that we paused a little bit. I'm sorry I had to like totally end the stream there, but alright, so let's see flight plan. SEDI, Ekeko, Bulta, Oprak, Sirup, Diesel, Rogok, Wolfspeed, Seymour, and then there's the runway. So SEDI. Alright. And this is like, looks like an RNAV type of arrival. It's taking us to, I guess then the logbook is this one. Rogok, let's find this in our flight plan. Rogok is right there, okay. So we will use that. I think that's fine. From Ilvak, do we have Ilvak as well before Rogok? We have Sirup. And we do not see Sirup on here. Sirup's right here. So I'm guessing this is, we're going perfect. Okay, cool. We use this. So, that means the flight plan looks fine like this. I will also, actually we can also have a look at the nav page, or the plan page, I mean. Although this doesn't look like we have our arrival in there, does it? It's looking a little bit funny. Oh, we're zoomed way out there. Okay, my bad. Yeah, as I said, alright, look at this. So, yeah, I think it's looking perfect. There's the go around. Let's go back. Yeah, it's looking very good. Alright, so maybe we can set some range link around the runway. So 1700 feet will be the glide slope intercept altitude at Seymour. Seymour is 5.2 nautical miles from the ILS, India Juliet Charlie Hotel, 109.7, This should all be on the Navnet page on its own anyway. And there you have it. So 5.2, let's say 5 miles, and then for the fix, I would like to have the reciprocal to our runway, so we're landing 16 left. So we'll use 336. So to get to a fix page in the Airbus, there is no fix button like you see in the Boeing. So you just choose, it doesn't matter which waypoint, as long as it's not the origin or the arrival airport. And then you go fix info, and then you can just put it in. And I believe in our case, I'm doing this now off the top of my head, I believe it's runway 1, no, I believe it's the entire ICAO code. So Sierra Papa Juliet Charlie, 16 left. That's the name of the fix. So 336 degrees for the radial, and the radius will be 5 miles. Now this should get us a little ring around the runway, and we should have a center line, like an extended runway center line. Okay, this is not quite working, but there at least we see the extended runway center line in blue. I'm not sure if you can see it at home, but there it is. And we could maybe also make some one for 50 nautical miles. So Sierra Papa Juliet Charlie, let's go to the second page. So Sierra Papa Juliet Charlie 16 left. Then again we'll say radial 336. And then this time we'll also want a range link at around 50 nautical miles. And that will be that. Now go back to our flight plan page. We're still on the plan page, so let's have a look when we get there. We have to find the correct angle here. The Boeing tends to be a little bit more user-friendly in the simulator, I must say. Right, so let's zoom in a little bit more. So we have our two range links clearly visible now. Although I did say clearly. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. I'm beginning to... Yeah, there you go, okay. So at Seymour, that's the glide slope. We'll start there at 1700 feet, and then 15 nautical miles, that's at the Rogo Sirup. That's fine. We'll take that, that's okay. So we have that bit set up. So let's go back to the arc view, and we zoom out a little bit. Our top of descent is coming up right there after Sierra Charlie Oscar. So we got that. So 1700 feet will be our altitude. So I guess we could pre-dial that. Just let's do that. 1700. Oops. Come back. So 1700 feet. And let's just look outside for a second, because this just looks pretty. So welcome back. If you were at the previous stream, and again my apologies that I had to quit it for a second there, or maybe like more than an hour. Something came up. So my apologies there. And thank you very much for tuning in. So very much appreciated, and hope you enjoy. So we're about I don't know what's the time. 22:50. So we're quite close to the top of descent now. We need to enter destination data, so we're going to do that momentarily. Top of descent 22:59, so that's in 9 minutes. So we do need to enter the destination data. Let's do that. Oops, my bad. So performance page. Next phase and next phase, then we get the approach page, and here we'll enter the QNH. So let's first see if there's the latest weather maybe. QNH is 1012. Current temperature is 18 degrees. So 18. The wind, this is fetching from the simulator I think, so 216 at 5. It says here 170 at 8. So wind 170 at 8. Television flight level probably 10,000 feet. By ATC. Let's have a look at the approach chart. 10,000 feet. And we will need this chart in a little bit. Let's see, I actually need it now for the decision altitude. So let's see, Seymour 1700 feet, that's where the glide slope will start. Decision altitude, we can say 200 feet radio altitude. And we might need that because it looks like the weather is going to be quite bad. we'll have scattered clouds at 900 feet, overcast at 1500. So below 1500, or I mean above 1500 feet, we will not be able to see the runway at all. I'm thinking, because it's overcast and then scattered at 900, which is basically ground level. So yeah, so there's that. So it's going to be poor visibility, I think. So 200 feet radio altitude. So we just type it in and we put it next to radio. And that's it. That's the landing information that we needed. Top of descent 22:59. So it's 7 more minutes. So that we do all the rest then, we turn off all the lights, because as I said, I had to go and leave the stream there for a while. There's the setting sun. Thank you for your energy today. Alright man, no pussyfooting. So top of descent is about 40 miles. We're pretty much set up for the arrival, we don't have to enter. Did I hear a sound there? Okay, got a little bit of a scare there. But yeah, we set up everything. It looks like very simple. We just pass the airport, take a right turn, and then from, I forget the name, Sirup, Iso, Rogok, Seymour, that we should be at 1700 feet. And that's where the glide slope will start to take us down. Let's get some other information about the airport. For instance, what is the airport elevation? So we're actually around sea level. The runway is at 45 feet. The entire airport is around 113 feet above sea level. And let's see, airport info. Runway 16 left. So after landing, we will go to the terminal right there. So we'll vacate to the left. That will probably be this one. I think it's Charlie. Yeah, we'll see about that, but we'll think left. Caution due to construction of a hangar north of the intersection of taxiway Alpha and taxiway Bravo. There is obstruction of visibility from the control tower between 1804 and 2297 feet from taxiway Alpha and southern exit. Okay, cool. Well, there is no tower there for us anyway. It is prohibited to overfly of aircraft and remotely piloted aircraft systems over LATAM refinery. Okay, so let's not do that at the refinery. Not permitted to overfly city of Lima when VFR. Two-way radio required. Pilots to enter runway 16 left for takeoff must follow the yellow marked follow line, avoiding any other direction. In order to reduce runway occupation time when feasible, all aircraft category C shall vacate runway 16 left by taxiway Charlie, except as otherwise instructed by HC. Pilots will advise if not able to comply. In order to reduce runway occupation time. Okay, so they want us off the runway quickly. So when feasible, we should try all category C, and I think that's at least us as well. Shall vacate runway 16 left by taxiway Charlie. And oh, that's this one. So I missed this one. So we had Bravo, and that's also Charlie. Okay, so they were looking for Charlie. Once we exit from there, we have the main terminal right in front of us. So yeah, they want us off the runway quick. I think we can do that. So what's things looking outside now? Beautiful sights. Okay, so before we start losing ourselves gazing at Mother Nature, let's see if everything is set up here correctly. 22:56. Top of descent is upon us almost. What's our wind condition? Are we being blown forward? Not really. We have a bit of a headwind, so we definitely do not have to start early. We can just start on time. We already set the altitude 1700 feet, so we just go managed descent. Fuel currently 3600 kilograms. Finally, the estimated fuel on board has corrected itself. That's good, because it was saying minus 52 point something or 57, because we were on pause for so long. Yeah, man. The top of descent is almost there. The time now 22:57. We're expected to land 23:23. It's about 30 minutes, 25. Got some lights going here in the cockpit for a bit. We can actually see what we're doing. Right, so top of descent is coming very close. There it is. And let's see. Well, let's just start descending, and we're just going to. Let's see if we can do descent mode. Okay. So at some point the engine should go to idle. You can see that already it's pulling down there, but it wasn't saying idle yet. But yeah, here we are. Well, let's strap in the passengers. Let's not strap on the passengers. Let me take that back. Oops, no. Right, so the passenger seatbelt sign is on. So I'm not sure now. I think cabin is the one that we need. It does not say PA on this one. You have something look like intercom. So I'm guessing it's still actually cabin. Let's just do that. Doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent. So please return to your seats and make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. We expect to arrive in Lima Airport in approximately 23 minutes from now. Please remain seated and keep your seatbelts on until the aircraft has come to a complete stop. The local temperature at our destination will be 18 degrees centigrade, and we will have some clouds. There's not a lot of wind, but it will be a bit of a cloudy day. On behalf of LATAM Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for your attention. Right, so I think we sort of got away with that one. It's always fun to come up with these things, but usually it's just the same old stuff, I guess. Alright, 2300 hours. We are descending. We have a green dot there, so I believe that's our vertical deviation. So that's basically none. We're descending at 2300, so 2300 feet per minute. And thrust levers are at idle. You can see output 41.8 N1 on the engine. So these sun does look really nice, doesn't it? I really like, they capture the colors so well, man, in the simulator. It really looks like what you would call golden hour, you know? We can see the sun go right there, actually. Look at that. Let's first get back to the flight deck, because I may have turned off the autopilot. There you go. So autopilot back on. AP1, 1F2 auto thrust. Alright. Well, if anything, we're a little bit below our profile. That's not too bad. But yeah, the sun is really gone now. It was a matter of seconds. Well, we just saw it vanish there across the horizon. Let's level the view a little bit. So here we are. Right, let's get back inside. 28,500. So we know we're going to land at around sea level. We don't have to set this in the Airbus. That's pretty cool. Since I've been quite Boeing minded, it's a little bit funny for me, because I'm used to setting that. And I'm actually not even sure. I think it's on the... Where can we see that? I think it's on the condition page, maybe? Or that was another aircraft where you had it. Maybe that's the ND-11. Engine bleed pressure, but this is... Yeah, that's it, I think. How the hell do I read this? Let's see. Landing elevation is at auto. And it says 50 feet. I think that's about correct. The runway elevation where we land touchdown zone is 45 feet. So it's probably increments of like 5 or something, or 10. 10 rather. When this kind of stuff is like a whole separate, like, would be like a whole separate, like, study, you know, like subject, it's, yeah. Well, so it looks like we'll be doing a nighttime landing. Still descending, that's good, we're going down, and we're going down voluntarily, which is not unimportant. And you can see the range that we put around the runway there, and the extended runway center line, that's the blue dotted circle, blue dotted line there, moving away from the runway. So it's going into the direction of our runway if we follow it to the, well, would be sort of the south. And then if we zoom in and we get there, let's see. Try and find a good angle. That's a bit awkward in some of these aircraft. But now I have all the buttons in view, I guess. And wait, let's go flight plan. Excuse me, we need to be on plan for that. So this will be basically our approach briefing. So just following all these constraints, 4,000, 5,000, 4,000. Then a logo, and then 1,700 feet at Seymour, that's where this blue line is, and that's where the glide slope will take us down. We have this one just for our situational awareness, 50 nautical miles, and this is the extended center line, so it looks like a very straightforward approach there. So next constriction would be flight level 150 or above, but below flight level 200. Right, so we have strapped in our passengers, and we have set the landing data here. So QNH 1012, I believe it was. Let's just double check. 1012, whoops. Yeah, so 1012. Let's see if we can pre-dial that. And it's a bit of an awkward way here, because the aircraft's going to freak out for a second. Then we go back to standard, and then we'll do the same on this side. So 1012, and let's quickly go back to standard again. Alright. That's the only way I know really to pre-dial the local QNH. So if anyone knows of another way to do it, then please let me know. But to my knowledge, that is really it. So you either just set the QNH at 10,000 feet, or you do it like this. So probably in real life I could not imagine you quickly switching over, because as you could see the difference was big, and immediately the plane started sort of freaking out, you know, like if we change it again, for instance, that you start changing its pitch because it thinks we're at different altitudes, you know. But yeah, we'll do this at 10,000 feet. We're now 20,000. So yeah, I did intend actually to do a daytime flight in the Americas, South America, but since I had to pause the previous stream and actually sort of like actually end it, only to continue it now, the time real world actually has progressed, and I felt like just keeping the, you know, keeping real world time and real world weather like we always do. So that means that by now the time is setting in Peru. Only the sun is setting in Peru. The time probably will never set, as long as there is matter. There, I believe there is also time, but let's not get into all of that. Alright. So, is there anything else we could do to prepare for our arrival? Because we're actually not using checklists, and I don't think the Fenix A320 does have inbuilt checklists or anything. It doesn't have them here, as far as I know. There might be some documentation actually somewhere, but I don't care too much about that at this moment. But I don't think actually it has checklists. And that's fine. I mean, we'll do okay. But sometimes they're a nice reminder, you know. One thing we should do, the auto brake, we just use low auto brake. I think the runway is long enough for the Airbus A320. It's 11,509 feet. That's more than enough. So auto brake low will suffice. But we will aim at vacating the runway at Charlie, because that's what it says here on the chart. In order to reduce runway occupation time, when feasible, all aircraft category C shall vacate the runway 16 left by a taxiway Charlie. So that's at least what we'll try to do. And I think I hit the autopilot button again. But that's fully engaged. Cool. Alright. 17,000 feet. It looks like we're now a little bit high on the profile. Look at that. So we might need to switch temporarily to vertical speed. Yeah, let's do that now. So now vertical speed 2,100 feet per minute. Just to see if we can get back on track. We're not deviating very much. So we should be able to make that fairly quickly. Let's increase our rate of descent. Let's go 3,500. And this is the kind of stuff, when you're sitting in the back, this just feels amazing. Okay, so we're now below our profile. So we'll go back to manage descent. And there it is, it's boxed in, manage descent, still following nav. AP1, 1 FT2. So we're now a little bit low, but that's all good. Do we have a... Yes, we do have terrain. And maybe it cannot hurt, I'll also have a look at our arrival chart to check for some terrain. Because I never fly here. But oh, look, we're flying over water, so this is all good. Alright, cool. So we do not need terrain, we can turn that off. So we're getting there, getting ourselves to Lima. $13,900 feet. So there's Lima to the right of us. So we're getting a lot closer to the airport, but just not in track miles. In track miles we still have a ways to go. More drag? Oh really? Oh look at that, we're high. Yeah, okay. Let's get our speed brakes out. But probably also need to go back to vertical speed. Let's go 3,000 feet per minute. So vertical speed 3,000 feet per minute on the PFD. There's our descent profile. So speed brakes retracted. Let's go back to manage descent. So the Airbus is a lot different from the Boeing that have been flying very frequently on the channel. So it's nice to get reacquainted with the Airbus. I do like this image. Alright, 10,000 feet. Let's turn on the landing lights. I'm also going to turn on the APU. Well, so maybe we should turn off the cabin lights. This is a nighttime landing. The dome lights off. To reassure the people. Ladies and gentlemen, from a flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We have turned off the internal lights. This is a normal procedure for a nighttime approach. Thank you for your attention. Okay. 10,000 feet, standard. So now we go to 1012. We do this on both sides, please. Thank you. Alright, so what's this saying? We're a little bit high. So let's do speed brake. See if that will help. A little bit. 9,400. Yeah, this is okay. This is very good. But we do want to go down. We're now descending, excuse me, 1600 feet per minute. Let us retract the speed brakes and go vertical mode for a little bit. Let's say 2500 feet per minute. 26, also good. So basically right now I'm not really focusing on the dot here because it's saying we should be above 4,000 feet. But I do not want to all of a sudden have to do what we're doing right now when we are almost landing. So let's just get ourselves down to around 4,000 feet. And I think that will probably be a little bit more stable for us. So do note that our speed is increasing. And we should actually get these speed brakes out, which is obviously absurd. So let's go back to manage descent. And we'll leave the speed brakes out. So at least we do not overshoot our constraint of 250 knots. And we will eventually need to decelerate anyway. So stand by just 1 second. Alright, so we're back. Had to make some atmospheric corrections here, or adjustments. Alright. So let's see if the weather is still the same. 1012, 1708 knots, cat at 900, overcast. What was it again? Overcast 1300 feet. It's basically where the glide slope will start to take us down. Alright, so we're in the right turn here. The speed brakes I believe are still out. Yes. Yes, that's okay, we can just acknowledge. So let me quickly record the sky dolly, because I totally forgot that. Usually I do it at the top of descent, but since this was a bit of a disrupted stream, if you will, yeah, my focus also got a little bit disrupted. But here we are. Here's the extended runway center line. Relatedly helps us to know sort of what altitude we are in. Alright, let's see if we can start recording for our landing replay. That is recording. Okay, we turn on landing system. So we have DME 14.5 nautical miles. We're below the glide slope. And our speed brakes are still retracted, or are still out, so let's retract them now. And then we go flaps 1. And I think we can go flaps 2 even. Sort of. Right, let's see, we arm our localizer. The localizer armed. Here is our bad weather, look at that. Okay, so runway turn off lights, nose wheel steering lights. Range 12 miles, 12.7. We're below the glide slope. Localizer armed, not yet captured. Still descending to 1700 feet. And that is the this blue line is the ILS, or sorry, the glide slope, the intercept altitude. So that's where it will start to go. Where it will start to go down. And you can see we're still below that. Localizer capture. So that's good. Let's have her settle a little bit, and before the diamond there reaches the horizon, we'll arm the approach as well. So I think we're in approach mode. Speed's definitely the aircraft decelerating. Let's go flaps 3. Still below the glide slope. Let's arm the approach 2, and we arm the ground spoilers. So that's some poor visibility for sure, look at that. Yeah, hitting the clouds. But we know 1700 feet is the, it's overcast at 1700 feet anyway, so it will be like this for another 1000 feet or so. Glide slope capture. 8.6 nautical miles. Ground spoilers are armed, seatbelt signs, no smoking signs. Ignition, company message, we can ignore that for now. APU is available, landing lights, okay. We have our auto brake. So we are captured by the glide slope, but it will start to take us down any moment. So since these are bad weather conditions, I don't know, oh, actually we see the runway, that's very good news. Flaps full, and let's extend our landing gear. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. Right, so our flaps are full, we are at approach speed. I did not check our approach speed. Our gear is down, category 3 single. Let's see if we can do a double. Dual. And then from around 1000 feet we can turn off the autopilot. So radio altitude 1730. Alright, cool. Let's go on the land this Airbus at Lima airport. So we decided to vacate the runway to the left using Charlie. And I believe that was like the third, so probably have Alpha Bravo Charlie, right? Let's have a quick look if we can. Basically Bravo and Charlie. Okay, so, alright. $1100, alright, so let's turn off the autopilot. Wait. Right, autopilot off. 1000 feet. It looks like we have a straight headwind. Although it did feel like we got blown off course a little bit. Alright, cool man, let's set this baby down. She's flying quite steadily, I must say, so far. Go 2.5 degrees, not too much.
100 above.
And departing aircraft, AI aircraft. Alright. Do this.
Minima.
Don't
Continue.
sink.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Don't sink.
I guess we
Don't
were a little
sink.
bit high.
Don't sink.
Probably should be going out, but we're doing this.
Don't sink.
30.
Idle.
20. Retard.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
20. Retard. 5.
Make a touchdown. Nose gear touchdown. We're going to miss Charlie. Here's Charlie to our left. But here we are. Welcome to Lima, everybody. Full reverse. Let's do some toe braking. We're too late for that one. Engines back to idle. Flaps up. Speed brake in. It doesn't say anything on this side. Alright, but we're here. Welcome once again to Lima. And again, my apologies that I had to expand this stream for a second, for actually like an hour or more, or longer. But I do feel good about coming back, and I do also see that there's some people interested in watching, so that's very nice. So thank you very much for that. And I hope you enjoyed the flight. It was a bit of a funny stream like this with interruption like that, but you know, we're here. And I know we should actually turn off the landing lights, but is there an aircraft parked there? I mean, these aircraft sometimes in airports are sometimes so dark, man. Okay, so I think we can go straight here. Just we'll do that, and we can rest the aircraft. I'm not really sure if I'm doing this in any way correctly, because this looks weird to my brain. Oh look. Okay, nah, this just whatever. We'll just settle down. Okay, we'll stop. Parking brake set. Speed brakes did not retract. So here we are. So once again, thank you very much for checking. Welcome to Lima. I really hope you enjoyed the show. The landing and the flights and the stream. And we'll be back with the Airbus A320 for sure. We've been flying so many Boeings. Both 737, 600, 700, the 777 F, the freighter plane, and the 777 300ER. And the MD-11 a couple of times. And it's been a while since I've really flown the Airbus regularly. So that's also why, you know, I know this flight that we just did is also operated by LATAM with this type of aircraft. So it was like, you know what, then we're just going to fly the Fenix A320 again. And I'm happy to do so because it is a really cool aircraft. It's just different from Boeing. And I've been feeling so comfortable with Boeing that I'm looking for a place outside of my comfort zone, which is where the magic happens. and then you end up, I end up with the Airbus A320 by Fenix. So yeah, that's what we were doing. So we'll definitely fly this this airplane a lot more, just to get more and more acquainted. I could already notice during this flight that I was getting a lot more reacquainted than the previous flight. I know myself this will greatly improve and greatly further develop rather, you know. Yeah. So anyway, that's it, everybody. Once again, thank you very much for checking. Very much appreciated, and I will see you all at the next video. Bye bye.